Bond. Like every great artist, I want to create an indisputable masterpiece once in my lifetime. The death of 007. My golden gun against your Walther PPK.
6 bullets to your 1.
I only need 1.
He's an assassin worth $1 million a shot, and every shot is guaranteed to find its target. Unless he's shooting at Bond. While contract killing is Scaramanga's occupation, it's also his sole enthusiasm, his driving force. Rest assured, if there's a golden bullet with your name on it, your only fleeting consolation is that someone was willing to pay $1 million to have you killed. Doesn't that make you feel special? No? Anyway, his fascination with Bond comes from multiple angles. On a simpler side, it comes from professional envy. Bond has a sterling reputation of being an efficient killer, and by extension, he is exceptionally hard to kill. Imagine the acclaim one would get if they were the one to punch that particular ticket. Even going beyond that, Scaramanga believes that Bond is something of a kindred spirit. From his perspective looking in, Bond does what he does because of what cynics would perceive to be a demented glee for freely taking lives at will. It's always been known that killers love doing so because in that instant of pulling the trigger, they are God. Most people would be conflicted to ever make the call to take a life. A man like Scaramanga, on the other hand, relishes in the prospect. He pulls the trigger, he takes the life, and ultimately takes the decision out of God's hands and made it his own. From his perspective, he believes Bond feels the same way, that Bond himself also revels in the divine charge one gets when he deals out death. So, you can imagine Scaramanga would get crazy hard at the thought of taking on the one man he holds on the same level of esteem as himself. Scaramanga even tries to appeal to Bond's vanity by showing Bond hospitality. It's only when Bond shirks that hospitality by staunchly declaring that his efficiency as a killer stems from his love of Queen and country, that to enable the many to keep their hands clean, Bond has to soak his in the blood of those who threaten everything he holds dear. While most people consider Alec Trevelyan to be Bond's Moriarty, this is not particularly accurate. A Moriarty is designed to be the hero's equal and opposite. In that regard, that's where Scaramanga is vastly more applicable. Scaramanga is just as lethal, just as sophisticated, and just as efficient as Bond, but he uses these gifts for considerably more nefarious means. Oh, and for some reason he's interested in some silly solar collecting gizmo. Why, we don't know. Frankly, that kind of derails the entire thing. I'm amazed I was able to get all that out of, this, but, here you go.